Imagine a serial killer who eluded capture for decades, taunting the police with cryptic messages. That was the Zodiac Killer. This shadowy figure is a dark enigma in the annals of true crime history, a specter who drifted in and out of public consciousness, always leaving a chilling trail of mystery in his wake. His reign of terror began in the late 60s and early 70s in Northern California, but his infamy would soon spread across the nation. In a macabre game of cat and mouse, the Zodiac Killer would leave behind clues, cryptic letters that were sent to local newspapers, each one a chilling testament to his deeds and his deranged mind. His identity, however, has remained a mystery, a puzzle that has eluded the best efforts of law enforcement and amateur sleuths alike. The Zodiac Killer, a name that would instill fear and fascination, was about to embark on a terrifying spree. The year was 1968, a time of social unrest, yet nothing could prepare the city of San Francisco for what was to come. In the heart of the summer, on the evening of December 20th, a chilling event unfolded that would mark the beginning of a reign of terror. The victims, a young couple, David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen, found lifeless on a lover's lane in Benicia. Their evening, which started with the innocence of a first date, ended in an unfathomable tragedy. David, a high school student popular and well-liked, had asked Betty Lou, a bright and cheerful girl, out for their first date. They were destined never to return. The couple was found, not by the moonlit bay they had intended to visit but on a dark, remote road, their lives brutally cut short by an unknown assailant. The details surrounding their deaths were as shocking as they were puzzling. Both had been shot, but there were no signs of a struggle. It was as if they had been caught completely off guard, with no chance to defend themselves or escape. Their car was left at the scene undisturbed, casting an eerie stillness over the gruesome discovery. As the news of the horrific incident spread, it sent ripples of fear through the community. Who could commit such a heinous act, and why? The authorities were stumped. There were no leads, no motive, and no suspects. It was a chillingly perfect crime, leaving behind only the echo of a question: who? The murder of David Faraday and Betty Lou Jensen was not just a shocking crime, it was the genesis of an enigma that would haunt the city of San Francisco for years to come. The authorities were left grappling in the dark, attempting to piece together the puzzle of a killer who was yet to reveal his identity. With 2 victims and no suspects, little did the authorities know, this was just the beginning. In a twist that would mark him out from other killers, the Zodiac began to communicate, but not in any ordinary way. Instead of leaving behind tangible evidence at his crime scenes, the Zodiac Killer took an unorthodox approach, choosing to taunt the authorities with cryptic letters sent to various newspapers. These letters, laden with coded messages, became the Zodiac's infamous calling card, baffling the authorities and captivating the public. Each letter was a complex matrix of symbols and characters, a jigsaw puzzle that required meticulous deciphering. Yet not all these coded messages have been cracked, leaving a chilling portion of the Zodiac's communications shrouded in mystery to this day. The first deciphered message, a haunting 3-part cipher sent in pieces to 3 different newspapers, read, "I like killing because it is so much fun." This chilling declaration was more than a mere confession. It was a chilling insight into the mind of a remorseless killer, a predator who found pleasure in his heinous acts. As the letters continued to arrive, their impact on the investigation was profound. They offered potential clues and leads but also served to muddy the waters, casting a wide net of suspicion and leading investigators down countless dead ends. The Zodiac's messages were not just coded communications, they were a strategic tool, a means to control the narrative and keep the authorities on their back foot. Further complicating matters were the Zodiac's claims of numerous additional victims, assertions made within the coded letters that could not be substantiated. These boastful claims, whether true or false, only served to amplify the fear and uncertainty permeating the city. However, despite the best efforts of seasoned codebreakers and investigators, the Zodiac's complex ciphers largely remained an enigma. His cryptic communications, even when partially deciphered, revealed more about his twisted psyche than his identity. Each cryptic message only served to deepen the mystery and frustrate the authorities. The Zodiac Killer, through his coded letters, had succeeded in creating a chilling and enduring legacy of fear and confusion. As the Zodiac's killing spree continued, so did his taunting of the police and the public. This was no ordinary killer. He was cunning, elusive, and seemed to revel in the terror he was causing. The San Francisco Bay Area, a place once known for its vibrant culture and picturesque views, was now held hostage by fear. Each new sunrise brought the potential of another Zodiac victim, each sunset a sigh of relief for those who had survived another day. People were afraid to walk their dogs, to go out after dark, to live their lives as they once had. The city was in the grip of a silent panic. A collective breath held in anticipation of the next horrific event. The Zodiac was not content to let his actions speak for him. He claimed responsibility for his crimes in chilling letters sent to local newspapers, complete with cryptograms that taunted authorities with their complexity. He boasted of his deeds, and even claimed to have taken more lives than the police were aware of. He claimed to have killed as many as 37 people, though only 5 were officially attributed to him. Meanwhile, the police worked tirelessly to catch this monster. Detectives pored over evidence, chasing down leads and trying to crack the Zodiac's cryptic codes. The pressure to solve the case was immense. The public was desperate for answers, for closure, for the assurance that the Zodiac could not hurt them anymore. Despite the best efforts of the authorities, the Zodiac seemed to always be one step ahead. He was a ghost, an enigma, a symbol of the darkness that lurked in the corners of the city. His reign of terror had a profound impact on the psyche of the city's residents, forever altering the way they viewed their home. The city was in the grip of a nightmare, and the monster at the center of it all was the Zodiac. He continued to haunt the dreams of the city's residents, his cryptic messages a chilling reminder of the terror he had unleashed. Despite their best efforts, the Zodiac remained elusive, his identity shrouded in mystery. The city was left to wonder who was the Zodiac and would they ever be safe again? Even as years passed, the hunt for the Zodiac Killer never truly ended. The trail ran cold, the leads dried up, but the fascination, the obsession even, it never faded away. Law enforcement and amateur sleuths alike have pored over the evidence, chasing shadows and echoes of a man who vanished without a trace. The suspects in this case are as varied as they are numerous. From seemingly ordinary citizens to convicted murderers, the list of those who have been scrutinized in connection to the Zodiac is long and convoluted. Each suspect brought a new theory, a fresh perspective, yet none have been definitively linked to the crimes. Over the years, the Zodiac Killer has become more than just a cold case. He's become a symbol of the unknown, a specter of fear and intrigue that looms large in the American consciousness. His cryptic messages and taunting letters have inspired countless books, films, and television series. From the 1971 movie Dirty Harry to David Fincher's 2007 thriller Zodiac, the influence of this case on pop culture is undeniable. But it's not just the media that's captivated by this unsolved mystery. The Zodiac Killer has also become a favorite subject for true crime enthusiasts, armchair detectives, and internet sleuths. Theories abound on online forums and social media platforms, each one more intricate and imaginative than the last. Some believe the Zodiac was a single individual, others argue that the crimes were the work of a group. Some theories even suggest that the Zodiac is still alive, living quietly under an assumed identity. Despite all the speculation, all the investigations, and all the theories, the identity of the Zodiac Killer remains unknown. His crimes, his ciphers, his letters, they all remain unanswered, open-ended questions that continue to haunt us. The Zodiac Killer's case remains one of America's most infamous unsolved mysteries. More than 5 decades later, the Zodiac Killer continues to intrigue and terrify. This figure, who once held a city in the grip of fear, remains an enduring enigma, a ghostly presence lurking in the shadows of our collective consciousness. The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror, cryptic communications, and the subsequent manhunt have been recounted time and again, each recounting further deepening the fascination. The audacity of the crimes, the brazen taunts, the chillingly precise details, all these elements fuse together to form a narrative that captivates and horrifies in equal measure. But in this horror, there is also a glimmer of hope. Advancements in forensic science hold promise for unmasking the Zodiac. DNA profiling, enhanced fingerprinting techniques, linguistic forensics, these tools may yet bring resolution to a case that has long seemed impenetrable. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.